Now, when On the Money launched back in September, we warned that the UK faced a winter of discontent. Britain is at a turning point, we said, not dissimilar to the late 1970s. We're heading for high inflation and a cost of living crisis and industrial unrest. That's what we said 5 months ago. Now, over 40 years ago, when I was a kid, winter of discontent newspaper headlines captured a sense of national dismay and outrage. Inflation was soaring, with government debt spiralling upward. Rubbish went uncollected in the streets, and increasingly stroppy trade unions exerted power, with society becoming more fractious. Well, the cost of living is now once again soaring, convulsing politics, just as it did 40-odd years ago. While the Consumer Price Index suggests prices are up 5.4% on last year, the broader Retail Price Index shows inflation already at 7.5%. And for millions of less well-off households spending a higher share of their income on necessities like food and fuel, inflation is surely well into double digits already. Well, last week, after regulator Ofgem raised the energy price cap by 54%, Rishi Sunak unveiled a support package. The Chancellor told the Commons the schemes involves a council tax rebate and complex loan schemes to help households cope with average annual fuel bills of almost £2,000. Now Sunak is warning prices will rise even more in the autumn as wholesale gas prices remain elevated. Well, calls for a fundamental rethink of how we generate, obtain, store and charge for energy are getting ever louder. 10% of this latest rise in the energy price cap, and therefore in our household bills, goes towards the cost of energy companies going bust, says the regulator Ofgem. That's pretty astonishing. And between 15 and 25% of our energy bills is channeled towards subsidies for firms and landowners involved in providing renewable energy, including onshore and offshore wind farms. Again, to me, that doesn't quite sound right. Yes, we do need gradually to wean ourselves off fossil fuels like oil and gas. But the UK's determination to do that faster than almost any other major economy means households are now paying more for fuel than, in my view, they should be. Why should the costs of transitioning to renewables be added to fuel bills, given that poor and struggling families, especially now, spend a much higher share of their money on fuel? And that's our on-the-money question today. Should we scrap green subsidies to cut household fuel bills?